Hi everyone, Karen here. I know I've been away for a little while. I've been doing some inner work, doing some inner healing work, doing some body work, so I can help sort of, I'm working with generational trauma at the moment, and also a few other things, making sure that I'm healthy, fit, and mentally sane, sound, and sane in sound, mind and body, basically. So I've sort of haven't really done any tarot readings or any, not much work in those areas, but I feel now, I have a little bit more clarity, which is good. And so I've decided to come back on and do some videos. I have been working on myself for, consciously working on myself for 9 years now. And it's been quite interesting, the journey, using tarot, journaling, doing exercises, body work, doing everyday things and incorporating energy into what I do, understanding how, with the intention and the energetic connection, how that can help us move forward. It can help build us up. It can help create a better future for ourselves. And it's understanding our energy, understanding our quirks, our, idiosyncrasies, preparing ourselves and cleansing ourselves, healing ourselves, understanding why that hurt was there, and basically getting to the bottom of why things were as they were. And I can proudly say I've made a lot of progress. And I didn't just do it for me, because my ultimate gain, my ultimate aim is to be a transformational coach for people. Somewhere where you feel safe, you feel seen, you get understanding in, what's going on, why things were like they were, how to move past them, how to move through them. I think the best way is moving through them. We can move past them and say, okay, I'll see you later. I'll catch you on the way up, catch you in a couple of months. And basically that's what happens. If we move past it, we don't feel it, we don't work with it, we don't integrate it, we don't move through it. It's up there waiting for us. And if we're still, it depends if we're ready. If we're ready for it, then we're ready to explore it. We're ready to pick it apart and put it together like a jigsaw puzzle, Healing is not unicorns, rainbows, and, fancy glitter everywhere. It's heavy. It's emotional. It hurts. But it gets into those places where you really need to get into and get the light in there. Because as soon as the light's in there, as long as you've sort of, as soon as you've dug that first hole, that crevice, and let the light in there, that's when it starts to untangle. It starts to unwind. And you can see it in your external reality. It's our internal that we need to, 80% is internal, 20% is external. And it's as soon as we clear our internal and start to, put ourselves back into alignment, heal ourselves, understanding our own energetic power, but not in a like a domineering way, but understanding what we can do and how we can use our energy for the benefit of our lives and also everyone else's life. During that time, I worked with tarot. I find tarot is a great resource, it's a great tool. Because we work a lot, you know, we do work a lot with the conscious mind on a day-to-day basis. But what tarot does, it gets into your subconscious mind. You can sit there with 3 cards, put 3 cards down, and I'm just going to pick these 3 cards. And I'm going to, okay, I picked 4. No, the 4th one because it's a horse. I love horses. And what these do, these cards, when we start journaling with them, we start a story. It's you know, you might have a bit of a writer's block at first. This is a Muse Tarot, and I really enjoy working with the Muse Tarot. Here we have the 9 of Emotions. I can't even pick it up. 9 of Emotions, which is basically the 9 of Cups. And to me, cups is our vessel. We are a vessel. And whatever we put in our vessel, whatever we have in our vessel, we hold, whatever we put in our vessel, that determines what's going to happen on the external, in our external lives. And I say lives because we're not just living one life. We are multidimensional beings. We can work on different dimensions at the one time. One day I could be working with my 9-year-old self, and then I might jump to my 16-year-old self. Then I'll jump to my 30-year-old self. And again, I'll come back to maybe, you know, here I'm giving my age away here, giving my age away, work on my 50-year-old self. And then come back to me, who I am now at 61. I know. Gosh, time flies. So with the 9 of Emotions, you can see she's holding 9. I don't know whether it's shells, 9 shells. Could be 9 fish dancing around her. But these are the different aspects of ourselves that we could be working on. Now, to journal with the 9 of Emotions, I would start with, because she's in water and there's a lightness of being, I would start with going into, it was a story, and you see how on this card there's all lines coming down, almost like, you know, the puppeteer. It's like our higher self has these little parts of ourselves, the different aspects of us, and is going, okay, you come into play now because the circumstances are right for you to come out and express yourself in a way that may need to be challenged or understood. And once you've completed that, then that comes back down. Then the higher self will go, okay, who's next? Because you've now created situations and circumstances for this aspect of yourself to come into play. Okay, we've sort of healed a few things on our 9-year-old self. Now let's go to our 16-year-old self. A bit of a tumultuous time. So what we're going to do there is we're not going to make it too hard for you. What we're going to do is give you a little bit of emotion. We'll put in the emotion of sadness or loss. So when you start feeling that, you can start to release tears. Now the tears could be a tear of loss, it could be a tear of, feeling rejected. And then once you've released a little bit, the higher self goes, okay, that's enough, because your higher self is there with you all the time. And the higher self is going, well, okay, we've let that much out, we've released that much. I don't want to release too much, because if I release too much, that's going to cause an imbalance on your 30-year-old self. So we'll release a little bit from the 16-year-old. And now, as he's up there with his strings, pulling his strings, calming, I would calm that part of myself down and say, it's okay, I've got you. You talk to yourself as you would someone else. Because we're our own counsellors, we're our own teachers. And this is empowering you to become that. It's not saying, I'm not saying this is the right way for you, but you will know what's right for you because you have all this information within your own self. So to bring balance back, okay, the 16-year-old self is okay now. It's okay. The tears have dried up a little and now starting to feel, okay, I understand a little bit more about why that happened. And then we jump to the 30-year-old self because now the 16-year-old self has cleared the way for the 30-year-old self to bring some more understanding in. And that's how healing works. And all this is in our energy field because we have an energy field around us. And in our energy field, it can be quite noisy sometimes. It's almost like we have 10 people at once talking to us. You know, don't forget to put the garbage out. Remember what happened when you were 12. Don't do that like that again. I don't like it. You know, you hear all these voices, but are they all yours or are they someone else's? Whose voices are there? And sometimes we need to clear that out because that's what makes us run away, basically. That's what makes us abandon ourselves because we've heard those voices before and we're trying to do the best that we can in this life, where we don't get a book. We don't get cards to say, well, this is how it's going to happen. We don't get instruction manuals. We have to work it all out for ourselves. I'm getting hiccups now. I'm clearing some more energy. We have to work it out ourselves. And as long as there's someone there to help you, just touch the surface of something like this, and then you weave it into your own life, understanding how this sort of, it's like a clockwork. It's like a clock. It's not, we don't heal on a linear basis. We heal all over the place. So, you know how sometimes some people can be, you know, in 3 different minds at one time. That's 3 different aspects of themselves, trying to run the show. It's almost like the key, a good example, here we go, is the 5 of Wands. You can see here how we've got a guy here saying, come this way, this is the best way to do it. So let's say this is you and you've got a project or you want to do something, or, you know, and through growing up, you've heard so many things and there's so much going on here. Oh, you can't do that. You're not good enough to do that. You shouldn't do it that way. You should do it like this. Oh, we didn't do that when, you know, I was a child. Or even, so it could be your parents, school teachers. It could be someone on TV. It could be someone who you've sort of been listening to. It could be some, you know, church dogma, religious dogma. And I'm not saying churches are bad. They're not bad. They have their place. Everything has their place in this world. It's not, we're there to dip our toe in it and experience it and go through it and walk through it until we sort of, you know, get to a point where we're this kind of person saying, well, I now have my own individual thought. I have my opinions, and all this is not part of it anymore. So this is another sort of example of, you know, healing. going on that healing journey, understanding what's in your, energetic bubble. It's taking the time to journal. It's taking the time to listen to those aspects of yourself. So a great key journaling prompt on this card would be trying to identify different parts of yourself that you're sort of having problems with, and then going back to the root cause. Where did this come from? Why do I think like that? There's got to be somewhere different. There's got to be something better. I've got to be able to change the way my mind works, the way my thoughts come out, so that I can move forward. Because I don't like sitting in this hole anymore. I do want to rise up. I want to lift up. I want to be my authentic self. I think we all want that. We all want to be the person that we're meant to be, to have this, the purpose. And our purpose is to live, just to live life as best as you can, without the rules. Our other purpose is to love and feel that love within and be that love. It takes a while. Believe me, it takes a while to get to that point, but it's worth it. It's really worth it. And also in the Nine of Emotions, you can see the genie lamp down there. So journaling, you start, I'm polishing my genie lamp, because there's some things in my life that I would like to change. There's things I'd like to understand. So you go into a meditation and you ask Spirit, you ask Source, you ask for divine presence, you ask for the light, you ask for healed ancestors, healed relatives that have passed. Only the healed ones, because sometimes they do pass over, and they're just not fully healed yet. They just need a bit more time. I'm not saying that they don't heal, they do. But they're no different than us. It takes time for them to heal as well, because they still need to do a little bit of work on themselves. So go into a meditation, ask for your guides, guardians, the divine, your healed ancestors and spirits of the light to come and help lift you up, take you out of this sort of the mundane just for a moment. Meditate and picture all these things dancing around you, different aspects of yourself, and speak to each one. What do you want? What would you like me to do? And why are you here? How can I help you? Because if I help you, I help myself. And I do love you, because you're a part of my past that helped me get to this point here. And I don't think I could have done it without you. But I don't need you anymore. Doesn't mean that you need to leave straight away, because I would like to work with you. And it comes to a point where you work with this aspect of yourself, and the time comes when you don't need that aspect anymore. So that aspect will go, because it was still, that would be worked on, and that aspect will leave, and then another aspect will come in. And you find that often in the external with the people around you. People around you might come and go. Some might stay for a bit longer because they still have things to teach you, because the people around us are teaching us all the time. So that's a good journaling prompt for the Nine of Emotions, which is basically, the Nine of Cups. Now the next one is it's one everyone loves to hate. This is the Three of Voices, which is actually the Three of Swords. Now the Three of Swords, I don't see it as a bad card. I don't see any of the cards as a bad card. They've all got lessons for us to learn. Now the prompts for the Three of Voices, you can see how she's sort of cowering down, and the eyes are in judgment, are looking up there, but they've got tears in them. Because sometimes we judge ourselves, and our higher self is looking at us with tears saying, you don't need to judge yourself. This is all part of your learning. This is all part of you, your soul growth. Please don't judge yourself. You're doing yourself more harm than good. And then we start journaling with the Three of Swords, the Three of Voices. What are the three voices that you have within you that is telling you, that is judging you, saying you are wrong to let that person into your life? You are wrong for, what's another thing? You're wrong for doing that action. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that also. You betrayed yourself. And this is where all the judgment, the guilt, the shame comes up. But it was all for an aspect to heal you, for your soul's growth. So that's why the higher self is up there crying, because it knows it was there. These are things that you chose before you came here. Well, I need, help in my soul's growth to make me a stronger person, to be able to stand on my own, be able to understand who I am. And I needed these people to come into my life to help me, to teach me that. I know it sounds, for harsh things, it's a totally different explanation, which I'm not going to go into here. And it wouldn't make sense, honestly, at the moment. But what are the three voices that you're trying to hide from? You're sort of, cowering down here. Doesn't want to hear, you're stupid. You can't do it. I don't know why you bothered. Because sometimes those voices are more louder in ourselves than they are when other people say it. It's like an echo coming from outside, and we don't want to hear it because we're hearing it also within ourselves. So one way to remove it is just keep working on it and keep working on it and delving down and picking up what it is. Don't try the big things first. Do the small things, because the small things feed the bigger thing. And if you can work on the little things, do something tiny every day, that's how you're going to dismantle the big thing. It's like David and Goliath. He used a slingshot and stones. But what did he do beforehand? Or what did others help him do beforehand? So that he could slay that dragon, not a dragon. Dragons are coming in now. So he could slay the giant. It could be even a metaphor for something that was within him. Because sometimes we have guilt, we have shame, we have remorse, we have all these emotions, and they seem so much bigger than what we are. And this is where we start working on the little stuff. So that could be a metaphor for David. He could have worked on himself in many different ways, quietening the voices from within, not judging himself. And he just took that one stone, smacked that giant right between the eyes. Bang, he was gone. And that's what we can do as well, if we do a step at a time. So this is another way of, journaling with the Three of Voices, also the Three of Swords. And there's our higher self up there, right behind us, giving us the strength, the support. and feeling the sorrow, because that's not how it's meant to be. Please help yourself. Start removing these voices, and I can help you do it. It's just surrendering to the divine powers. So the next one we have is the 3 materials. And you can see there's 3 people there. Me, myself and I. Almost me, myself and Irene. On a long braid with roses all around. Now 3 materials is kind of like the 3 of Pentacles. Now when you see the 3 of Pentacles, to me, that's like the past, present and future all coming together. It's very different in the, let me have a look, 3 of Pentacles. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Okay. Very different. Here they're all laying down on a long braid of hair. It's almost like the continuum is going on the plaid walkway. But the 3 of, this is also like the 3 of materials, but the 3 of Pentacles, sorry. What are you doing? 3 of Cups wants to come out and go, yay, yay. Here I am. I want to come out and play too. Because this is, all right, since you wanted to come out and play. So this is also a good one to start journaling with, because I see this as the past, present and future. And again, the cups are our vessel. That's us, what we hold in our vessel. We've got the past, present and future all in one. And they're all coming together saying, okay, now she's starting to work on herself. She's starting to clear her past so that she can work in the present to create a fantastic future. And this is what we can journal with the 3 of Cups. The harvest, the goodness, the fun times, the great times, the clearing of the containment of what we don't need. It's pulling it out. And it becomes happy, it becomes joyous. At times it's like a chore. There was times there where I thought, my gosh, I keep going. And it's just that voice, keep going, keep going. But it was like every day was the same. Groundhog Day, same. Every day was the same. And to go through the same thing, the same thing, the same thing is just so monotonous that you start thinking, okay, there's got to be a crack in this window somewhere. There's got to be a door that's going to help me get out somewhere. Then we keep chipping away. It's almost like we're in a container and we keep going around and around and around until finally we start that resistance where we're sort of, that resistance that goes on the side of the glass or something, it starts to crack because the heat from going around and round, the energy that we're putting into it, going round and round and round, and finally it cracks. And then we've got an outward. We create that door that goes out. And that's the same with this. We work on our past so we can live in the present and create a fantastic future for ourselves. So thank you, 3 of Cups. Thanks for popping out and helping everyone here with journaling and healing. So let's get back to the 3 materials, which is the 3 of Pentacles. Now, here we have the 3 of Pentacles. Again, we have 3 people here. And what they're doing, I mean, even though here they're laying on looks like a hair plait, they're better like being the hair clip, keeping the plait together, making it pretty with the roses and everything. But here in the 3 of Pentacles, what they're doing is collaborating with others. They're speaking to people who understand, someone who knows what he's doing, a stonemason. So it's collaborating with people. It's joining a group. It's speaking to others who know what the plans are. Because you've got your plans here of where you want to go and what you want to do in your life. And the stonemason here is now carving that way forward for you. And it's almost like the Fool. I don't have the Fool here. Is looking. You can't see whether, you know, you can see that person there who is holding the plans. And the blessing of the friar here saying, this is where we need to go. And this is what we need to do. I think this explains it a little bit better than the Three of Materials. So this is the journaling here. It's creating that plan to help you move forward. And the stonemason here working on the stone, you know, hitting the hammer on the stone to create that window, create that door, to create that way forward because of that plan you've made. Now, tarot is a fantastic way of understanding where you're going and how you're getting there. And of course, our last one, which Knight of Voices, which jumped out at the last second. The Knight of Voices, voices of the sword. It's a swords here. And you can see you've grown wings. So you, from elevating yourself up, understanding different parts of yourself, you've now grown wings. And you can see the portal here is opening up for you. You're up above the clouds and you're just galloping along, and it's like, yes, I'm free. I'm free from those things that held me down. I'm free. So it's nearly the same colour. And there's the dark, that you're sitting in the darkness, but now you're in the light. You've turned into a horse, into a flying horse, Pegasus. You've turned into Pegasus with your wings. You've got the strength, you've got the courage, you've got the stamina to keep going. You have been lifted up on gossamer wings that you can fly above everything and now look down and see you're up with your higher self, and now you can look down and see where you need to go, what needs to be trampled, what needs to be brought along with you, what needs to be left behind, what towers need to fall to create that beautiful space where you need to grow. These are great journaling cards, I find. And it's the Muse. Where are we? The Muse by Chris Ann. I do find it's a very powerful deck. And those are the different ways you can journal. Use tarot to journal yourself out of your own situations. It's very powerful. It's just so much information in the cards. It's all coming from you. It's not coming from me. It's coming from me, but it's also coming from me to share with you, to tell you that it can also come from you as well. All the information that you need can come from you. Well, thank you for listening to me. And I will be looking forward to doing some more of these readings, whether it's about journaling, whether it is a tarot read. It will all depend on what Spirit has in store for me, so that I can provide this guidance to you, provide this information from the Most High, from, Spirit, from my soul, for you to hopefully help you open a window or open a door or help you shine just like the sun, because we are all fantastic creatures of the universe. People, individuals. I think individuals is better, not creatures. Creatures sounds like a creature came from the bottom of the Black Lagoon or something. We are all fantastic individuals with our own inner light and essence, that once we bring that out into the world, the whole world looks different. You know, understand what's going on at the moment is just a horrifying situation. But if we can bring more light out into the world, this is just helping, you know, remove some of that darkness, some of that ugliness. Because a lot of people have done a lot of work over the last couple of years, and this is just an external example of that. The rubbish that's coming out from people, the work that people have been doing to allow the light in. And it's a great feeling once you do start working on yourself and you start seeing things differently. So lay back in the bath, pamper yourself, and allow the light to come through. Allow the light to shine in and allow the light to shine out. Protect yourself, but make sure you protect. There's another one underneath as well. Allow the light to shine in and allow the light to shine out. But protect yourself as well. Make sure you ask for divine presence to be with you. Angels of the light that will help protect you. Ask for protection. That is very important. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this video and loved you all. I'll see you later.